I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with a 3-minute cattle market update for Friday, August the 26th, where we're hoping, oh no, not again like last year. If you look back, this is the point a year ago when this market really just had the rug pulled out from under it and then went straight down, nosedive down. It was lower up to this point, but I mean really went south. But so you look at your cattle futures, they're mid to late week, your live cattle futures for October. Wednesday was down 82, Thursday down 37, to end the day on Thursday at 108.52. Your August spot market futures is 112.47, so still holding a pretty good basis there compared to what the fading fat cattle market is, and we're just got a few days left to trade. Feeder cattle for September, Wednesday was down 92, Thursday down $1.20, to end the day on Thursday at 141.80. Your August is scrambling, trying to line up with your CME cash feeder cattle index, and it was up 7 cents on Thursday at 146.72. Look at your fat cattle trade, which happened on Wednesday, which is normally a good sign, like there's a lot of demand out there, and there is good demand for these fat cattle, but for some reason the sellers can't seem to take advantage of it. You know, we talked the last time we talked, your guys up in the Eastern Corn Belt in Iowa, southern Minnesota, places like that, they're used to having to take a buck or two back all the time. These packers treat them like red-headed stepchildren, and they're always. And then when they get into a week like this, where we kind of had the idea that the fat cattle market was going to be lower, well, then they come to them immediately early in the week and offer them what everybody thinks the market might end up being, which was $3 back this week, early in the week, and then they lap it up because they can't normally get a live bid, and they're usually running behind, and they think, well, if that's going to be the market and I can get it this early in the week, I will. So they take some 115 early in the week, and then you look and see everybody else had to follow up with $1.15, which was $3 lower. And your dress market was 182, $5 lower. And then had a little bit of cleanup sale on Thursday, but you can't really call it cleanup action whenever it's another $2 back. They sold a few cattle there on Thursday at 113, and a few cattle at 180 dressed on Thursday there. And that even on Wednesday, when all your mainstream guys were taking $1.15, that $1.15 wasn't available for the guys in Iowa that didn't take it earlier in the week, and they just abuse those people up there, and those independent farmer feeders and those smaller commercial guys up there in the Eastern Corn Belt, and it's hard to watch. But you look, a year ago this time, the market really took a dump. I mean, just straight south there, week after week, and we hope it's not going to happen this year. Your actual live weights were up a pound again at 887, but we are starting to see some separation between now and a year ago. The year ago, these weights were really going up, and that was the cause for a lot of the market that was going down, because this was when the cattle were at their biggest. And the difference now keeps growing, because you look at this 887 now. A year ago we was up over 900 pounds and just kept escalating all the way through the fall there up to over 930 pounds, which is humongous, and I don't think we're going to get anywhere near that. Your slaughter so far this week, 451,000, which is 1,000 less than last week, and here we went in thinking we were going to have more. But compared to a year ago, 437,000, we're 14,000 bigger than a year ago, and just every week we're at least that much. You look at your cash feeder cattle markets, El Reno, Oklahoma had 8,000 head on Wednesday. Your feeder cattle are $5 to $8 lower, and I tell you what, I just wasn't prepared for how much lower these big feeders are. I know that our big feeders have been gaining ground all summer on the lighter weight cattle in comparison, but man, they really took it down this week. 5 to 8 lower. You know, our early Monday markets were a bunch lower. Calves in El Reno, $2 to $4 lower. I expect these calves to start picking up here. You know, I'm here in the Amarillo area, and I mean, we're getting some rain. Had a big rain here Thursday evening in the Amarillo area. There's going to be some wheat around. There's enough moisture in the ground now to put this wheat up that they're going to be planting here just within the next couple of weeks. that you look at, main reason these big feeders are going down is you can't hedge them. Your fats, December fats are clinging to $1.10. We talked earlier, October is at less than 109 to 108 and a half there. December's clinging to $1.10, but probably going to fade off of that before the end of this week. And we're just losing what everybody's kind of been eyeballing. When you lose that threshold there at $1.10, now we know it's fading, and your guys that have to hedge these cattle are wondering what they're going to do. You look at your cattle market central market report out of El Reno, and you see how sharply lower that was. That wasn't just a call. That's that much lower, and on the weighted average is sure that much lower. But the market's the best, of course, up whether you have farmer feeders, and these cattle are just a means of getting rid of corn for those guys. I talked to an Iowa fat cattle buyer up there, and I know that we think we're ahead of these cattle, and our carcass weights aren't that much, but he says, hey, there's 1,600 pound cattle out here for sale every week. But you look in Creston, Iowa, right there in the center of your farmer feeders. Tom Fry and his family, they're running a nice auction there. And you look this week, they had a load of 952 pound steers bring 138.75, which is more than a lot of places are getting for cattle over 100 pounds lighter than that. Don't miss your Spader ranch horse auction this Saturday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon Central Time. This Saturday the 27th, and I mean going to have some nice horses on there, and you know there's a lot of horses, but you want some good horses, and everybody wants color now. These cattle these horses are going to have a lot of color to them, be a lot of roans and grays and interesting looking horses there, and that's what separates the horses that bring 2,000 or 3,000 from the ones that bring 8 or 10. But check those out and get in on a horse that's young and got a lot of breeding behind him, and make something out of him. That's 3 minutes, and we'll talk to you next week.